Hello, everyone. This is the Reverend speaking, and according to my wife, I am the world's strongest and nerdiest preacher. Let's get into the video. Well, today we're going into two heavy hitters of two different universes, the Krogan and the Klingons. Now, what makes the Krogan and the Klingons such heavy hitters? For one thing, they both average slightly over 7 feet tall. And while the Krogan are heavier at an average of about 800 pounds, while the Klingons average 3 to 400, I don't think the strength difference is going to be immense because I think a lot of that weight comes from their muscular hump. Although I do think the Krogan do have a slight advantage in strength. Let's give them 50% extra, which may seem like a lot, but when you're dealing with these type of creatures, it really isn't. Well, the Krogan are going to deal a lot with hand-to-hand combat, and, ranged weaponry. But the ranged weaponry of Mass Effect is on a whole different level. Or on Star Trek is on a whole different level than the ranged weaponry in Mass Effect. It's not even close. One accurate shot from a Klingon disruptor or a phaser set on max, Krogan gone. It's just done. Now, when you come to the weapons of Mass Effect, it's going to take several hits to take out a Klingon. Same thing with hand-to-hand combat. Klingons aren't going to go down easy. They're strong and they use a lot of bladed weapons like the bat'leth. I think when you go head-to-head, when it comes to Klingon and Krogan, Klingons come out 8 out of 10 times on top. Now, you get a Krogan in its Berserker Rage, and the Klingon is going just hand-to-hand, no weapons at all. The Klingon's going to lose every single time. But the vast majority of battles aren't going to be like that. The Klingon's going to take out the Krogan before he gets to his Berserker Rage, either by a well-placed hit with a bladed weapon or a shot from one of their ranged weapons. Now, on top of that, Krogan attack in a very bestial manner, while Klingons are known martial artists. They are very precise with their strikes, especially with bladed weapons. They train daily. Krogans don't. They fight all the time, but they don't train in their spare time. Not real training. And I think that comes in play a lot when it comes to this battle. The training of a Klingon, the intelligence of Klingon, their superior weaponry, it just leans this battle in the Klingons' favor. Now, like I said, if it's just hand-to-hand, the Klingon loses every time due to the Krogan's superior strength. But now that we've got who I think wins, let's talk about who's tougher. Both Klingons and the Krogan are extremely resistant to disease. I would argue that Klingons are even more resistant to disease than the Krogan are. When it comes to Star Trek, there's only one disease that affected Klingons long term, and that was that virus that mutated people back to a previous evolution. Even the phage was ineffective against Klingons, and that is ridiculous. No other race in the universe that they had found, in that galaxy, no other race had any resistance to the phage. But Klingons, they fought it off and cured themselves with their immune system. And I think that's why have a better immune system. The Krogan basically taken out by the genophage. But the phage from Star Trek had no effect on the Klingons, really. It made them sick for like a day. And then they were done. It was basically a 24-hour virus for them. And when it was something that literally destroyed the organs of every other type of creature it came in contact with. When it comes to reproductive toughness, again, I think Klingons have this because Klingons have two peckers and 4 berries. Now, Krogan do have a pair of quads, but as far as I understand, they only have 1 dingaling. So I think the Klingons have that, especially considering the genophage, sorry. It's just destroyed the Krogan's ability to breed. Now, just naturally, the Krogan are far more successful when it comes to reproduction because Klingons, they've got to stay pregnant for 5 months and they have 1 or 2 babies at most, while the Krogan can have 1,000 or more. But the genophage has destroyed that to the point that they just can't reproduce really anymore. When it comes to their ability to take a hit, Klingons are still pretty good. You've got to destroy both of their hearts to kill them. The Krogan, I'll give the edge here slightly because of their liquid nervous system. Klingon, you break their back, they're paralyzed. They're done. But when it comes to Krogan, you break their back, you sever their spine, they can still move. They can still fight because of that liquid nervous system. And that is just a step up. I'll give them the edge on that. Now, of course, in the fight, still think 8 out of 10 times goes to the Klingon, but I mean, that's an impressive little characteristic right there for the Krogan. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you think the Krogan win out on this? Or do you think the Klingons do? And remember, the height you see the Klingons in the shows is not the height of a Klingon. The average height of a Klingon is 7 feet 2 inches tall, and they weigh over 300 pounds. It's really hard to find actors that big for that many characters. So that's why they don't look as big in the series. Well, give me your thoughts. Have a great day and God bless.